Right then, welcome back to Van Helsing. As you can see, the title is Waiting for you to see what comes next. So, on the last recording, we end up getting one sheet, which was called Small Friend, that was where a logo of a lion, which had a yellow flashy symbol on it. For me to say, touch the triangle button to collect it. So I did. And also, when I went through a door, we was fighting up against Velgan the werewolf. And basically teach him a lesson to say, I want to continue, please. But Velgan the werewolf just wanted to be a knobhead. And what I mean by that is howl all over the place, run around in a circle of a building that you would have seen me do, because he runs one way, around and around, and he runs anti-clockwise and jumps towards a corner and runs around anti-clockwise and clockwise, as well as swing his arms around and possibly trying to knock your health down, as well as mine, even though I was doing it. But yeah, that's what can happen to you. As well as, once I sorted Velgan out, what you would have seen was that I pick up Van Helsing's hat, and Van Helsing gets himself up and shoots his crossbow towards his chest, and then Velgan the wolf apparates from right behind Van Helsing. Van Helsing turns around, and then what happens next is that he shoves Van Helsing straight through the window, and then Van Helsing gets his shotgun out, shoots him in the head, and then eventually Van Helsing hooks himself up, and Velgan goes down to the ground somewhere that you would never know where he went in my last recording, as well as where you would have saw Van Helsing put himself up on top of a roof of some kind of building, and then you would have saw me go straight through somewhere where you would have seen Anna that would have been taken from one of Dracula's bitches that would have took Anna towards Dracula. As well as, once Anna was taken away, that you would have saw with one of Dracula's bitches took her somewhere. What I did do after that was I showed you what the cheat would have done, which was called Small Friend, as well as show you that some of your enemies to turn really small, which was some stone werewolves that I was dealing with. And once I dealt with them once or twice, and then left the cheat and just kept it off and just played the game without really cheating at all, which was the general idea. As well as, after that, I went straight through a door that would have took towards some wooden things that had a symbol on it, but each one of those 3 had the same symbol on it, as well as you saw me fire up against some bats and shoot them to death, especially some smoking bats and some normal bats. But also when I was saying about that there were some steps and you didn't want to go up them steps because you wanted to go straight down to a gap of an archway that would have led towards a life increaser. So yeah, you would have to jump down from an arch and pick up a life increaser from after you either just get away from some more bats, or you could just kill the bats and then pull yourself back up towards the steps with the archway where it leads and deal with some more stone werewolves and find an elevator and then find a second life increaser. And then you would have seen a scene when Van Helsing has a little chat with Dracula, as well as see Anna, and then eventually Dracula decides to say, I should take your friend Anna towards the purple thing that would have took Anna somewhere that you might not have known whereabouts. And I died once, and then I killed Dracula, but Dracula doesn't die. Not your second time when you're fighting him, because he's still strong enough to flick and survive. But if you've seen the film, you know how the film goes is roughly where the game's going to go in the end. Not quite there yet. And then once you dealt with Dracula, you would have seen a scene with Frankenstein up on top of a roof of some kind of building and pushed a stone statue or something that smashes over Dracula's head or on his chest or somewhere. And then basically Frankenstein's obviously saying, there you go, you're welcome, Van Helsing. And he says pretty much thank you. And then when that happens, Dracula smashes Van Helsing straight through a wall. And then after that, the explosion goes off from the power of Dracula's destructive power that is capable of doing anything, really, that you can always see what happens. As well as when that finishes, we end up finishing mission 7. And before I finished mission 7, I also brought one thing, which was grapple strike for 500. And that's all I did. And then we end up reaching to mission 8, which is where we are gonna start today. But before I do start mission 8, on mission 7, when you ever do come to mission 7, in mission 7 you'll find a fair few things, which would have been 1 egg, 2 cheats, 5 life increases, and also a weapon, which is a whacking stick blade weapon, or whatever kind of thing it is. And you would have had that basically. So you'll be able to grab all those in mission 7 whenever you play the game, as well as possibly, if you've ever always played it before and you know exactly where all the bits and pieces are, which is absolutely fantastic if you already have played it once before, But if you haven't, that's fine. As well as before I started my last recording, we also had a couple of goes at challenge 2 that I showed you, which was defend the ring. And we had some owls to knock you off, and basically just to knock you off and just make you keep falling off, or either you just got to try and make the time flicking run to 000, but I didn't make that either. As well as, last of all, with the challenges that I started on the last recording, I also did have a couple of goes at challenge 1, which was Nightfall, with a load of statues that had to be destroyed, but it just didn't go my way, did it? So yeah, we'll have to have another couple of tries maybe, but we'll see. Also, before we end up the last recording, we end up getting one person that had a description for us to know about, which was, he said, Castle Frankenstein can't withstand Dracula's destructive power. If you find yourself a quick escape, make yourself the quick escape to the courtyard, and there you'll find a very interesting transport. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, is find a very interesting transport as well as escape the place that we are going to be in to start the game. So here we go. Right, so this is what happens. What's going to happen is what happened last time before we end up finishing the recording. So here we go. This is what's going to happen once again. Yeah. Flash and smashes straight through somewhere, and the screen shakes, as you've seen before in the last recording, as well as Flarson's going to turn around and look up into that hole that's causing the explosion, as well as making the place shake. Right, also, when you're on mission 8, you'll find these small fucking bastards again. They're just going to try and jab you and kick the fucking shit out of you. But we say, nope, not today. Also, when you're killing 1 or 2 over here, there'll be another 2 or 3 slowly making their way through. As well as the things on the floor are a god symbol that'll be green or red. Now the red is basically topping up your health bar back up if you take some punishment from these small fuckers. As well as the green ones are basically for you to use in a nice shop, but we're not doing a shop right now, so we'll have to see about that later on. As well as, when you hear that sound, it's nothing to worry about. As well as, if your hat falls off, make sure you pick that up wherever it falls off, because usually when you have a purple colour sitting around it saying it's over there. And also, what to do is put another 2 sound drops a little bit. Right, also, you'll find a barrel and a box, or 2 barrels, shall we say. As well as this green pot in the middle, or in the corner. You want to stand right in there. And why? Well, you might want to press the triangle because you might find something in it. Silly. Which the cheat. There you go. Mission 8 has got 1 sheet. So, as I said before, on mission 5, you wanted to leave that alone because you had to deal with Dracula. So now, when you're on mission 8, you can go in that pot and pick up that cheat. How about that? So, you're wondering what cheat is that in that green pile of shit? Well, like I said, whenever I find one, I will show you what it is and what it does. Or show you which one it is, shall we say. So, you'll find it in Inventory, which is where you'll find items, weapons, moves and cheats. And basically what the cheats are a load of cheats that you can use if you want to cheat, as well as some of them, they're going to be shit, and some of them are going to be absolutely fantastic. But we don't do cheating, do we? Especially if you're an expert at playing the game and know how to do it without dying so many times. But I have done it a couple of times, dying a load of times. But this is a stroke of luck if you can survive, basically. Okay, so the cheats are on the right hand side with the other 3 words. As well as, if you want to go to the cheats, you can go to the easy way or the smart way by pushing L3 towards the left once, or use the left D-pad button once. If you want to do it the awkward way, push the L3 button 3 times towards the right, or use the right D-pad button 3 times. But we're going to use L3 and just use the left D-pad button. So, the cheat that you'll get from there, in that pot, which is this one right at the top, which is ARCHAIC, well, it spells, as well as CLOC, no, sorry, let's start again, shall we? So you've got the ARCHAIC, well, it spells, as well as it's got CLOTHES, whether it all spells exactly, as well as it's saying, reset, then hold L1 from the intro movie to the main menu to see ANCIENT Van Helsing, whatever that all exactly means. So it might be a little bit tricky for me to suss up, but I should be able to do it. But we'll have to see. Okay, so I'm going to make sure the box is ticked, which is what you really want to do. And then let's try to come out of it first. And then when you come down it, which is where you're going to have to go. Also, you might recognise this place that's coming up next. Yeah, this is the similar place in Mission 5 for the camera to be the opposite way round. As well as the small fucking midgets will be around it instead of the vampire bats or the vampire baby bats that they were in Mission 5 when you ever come in this area for the first time. Also, what you can do is use the electric weapon just to kick the shit ass a bit more better than them kicking the fucking shit out of you. Also, the green and red God symbol things that falls on the floor, make sure you don't take too long, because otherwise they'll flash and then they'll have a few more seconds before they absolutely completely vanish. So yeah, so as far as I can tell, that the cheat hasn't done absolutely nothing just yet anyway. So we'll try something in a minute, but not sure if it's gonna work for me, but we'll see. Okay, so first of all, before you go down it, which is where you came from in mission 5 to get in this area for the first time, but when you're on mission 8, what you want to do is go over it to this little gap right here and press the triangle button to get in. And what you'll find in it, over it, is a life increaser. So, now then, with the life increaser that is there, is to do with a specific thing. But before we do that, now if you look very closely, with the red bar, that is your health bar, and when you ever start playing a game on your first go that playing the game, your red bar would have been the same size as the light blue bar that you can see on the right with all the weapons that I have already got. So you're wondering, how did you fucking get that so flicking high? Well, first of all, there are 15 black squares in total for the red bar, as well as with the life increases, especially one that's on the floor at the minute. What you're going to need to do is find 2 of them, because if you find one, first of all, Fan will say first half, but when you find a second one of those black squares will be filled up in red. As well as you're going to have to find a fair load of those to allow the red bar to be a nice size like mine. But also, there is also on the right hand side where the weapons are, there's also 5 black squares for the light blue bar to be a bit more bigger. Now what they are supposed to be for is for the weapons to be a bit more stronger and more powerful. And basically what that light blue bar is your ammo. As well as you're wondering, how do you get those 5 black squares filled up in blue? Well, what you want to do is go into Armory, which is your shop, where you can use the green stuff that's in the middle of the red bar that you can see right now. And basically that's what that green thing is at the bottom for, is for you to buy things that involves you having your light blue bar to be a bit more bigger than it already is, especially the size of mine. But if you played the game just the way I've done it, then you're in a good chance of completing the game without having too much problems of dying quite a lot, as well as if you've got the skills and everything else that'll help you to get a perfect chance of just making sure that you don't get embarrassed too much of getting a complete disaster. As well as underneath the red bar on the left hand side there are 5 yellow things underneath. Now what those are finisher slots, which allows some enemies' health to go all the way down, but some enemies' health will not do that. Because what I mean by that is Dracula up, for example, or one of those bitches that took Anna up on top of the building you may have seen on my last recording. And their health won't go all the way down either. As well as Felgen the werewolf, his health won't go all the way down either. As well as possibly someone else. But we will get to that soon. But with the rest of the enemies, health will go all the way down. Depends on if you want to use those finisher slots. And how do you do that? Well, hold R2, hold R1, sorry, and push R2. Just the once. As well as when you're using the weapons, whichever one. Like the shotgun, the crossbow, the electricity weapon, or the pistols. Make sure you just hold the R1, which is the axe seat, and hold the square in to keep firing at the weapon of whichever one you're using at your enemies. As well as with the whacking sticks that I've got on the minute, all you got to do is hold R2, hold R1 and press the circle a couple of times if you want, just to make him keep doing that if you want. It's up to you. So yeah, but as long as you've got the R1 button pushed in, which is your accuracy, and it will do the job for you. Okay, so once you find one of these, press the triangle, and of course if you watch the bar at the top of the screen there, one of those black squares pushed into red. So how about that? So yeah, that's how you can do that. But also what I'm going to do with the cheat that I have got, which is the very top one, and it said about restart, then hold L1. So I reckon if you already have picked it up, don't press the start button and go into INVENTORY, because it will do it automatically, I would have said. So restart, then hold L1 from the intro movie. So I would have said that you're going to need to go to here and then possibly go into here maybe, or something like that, but I am not absolutely 100% that it is that. But I'll tell you what, we'll have a try. So what we'll do is get the game to save itself for a minute, and then go to here, and then go to gallery, hold that, push the X, and then push L1 and hold it in for a few seconds, and then push the start, the X button, and then see if it's done it. Which seems like it hasn't done nothing. So, is it not something to do with this bit, I wonder? And then press the start button. Isn't that? I don't think it is. If you know how to do it, that's great. So if you ever see this recording, what you can do is put a nice little comment in, and possibly a like, especially a comment, to remind me how you flicking use that cheat, because I haven't got a flicking clue how to do it. It's gotta be that you're gonna have to either have we got the cheat on, by the way? I think I have. So let's have it off. And let's try that again. And go there. Hold the L2 in. Then
my life.
Push the X button, let go of that. And then check if the cheat has come back on. Yeah, it's weird. Oh, I don't know. I have absolutely fucking no idea. Oh well. We'll just carry on, shall we? That's a load of bullshit to me. But, like I said, if you know how to do it, and you've checked the recording that I'm doing, and put a comment on there to let me know how the fuck to do it, because I haven't got a flicking foggiest. Also, these fuckers are kicking the shit out of me, so I'm going to electrocute them a bit to teach them a bloody lesson, as well as have my health to go back up to the size that I did have. But yeah, that cheat is a bit freaking confusing. Right, okay, so once you've done all that, you want to jump down, as well as you might recognise these green pots. Also, I've got two other things in mind, so I'm going to try and do stuff I'm aware of. Okay, there we go. Once they're dealt with, you'll find some green or red, as well as when you move over here, one of these green pots will be tipped over from the explosion that's happened. Like I showed you just at the start of the recording, but there was a little hole, as well as where Thanos goes straight through the wall and lands on his back or on his front, to allow you to see the scene that just goes like that, and Thanos looks up onto the sky and it's got a hole in it. It's making the place shake. So yeah, so as that happens, one of these things tips over, and you can see something where I'm standing. You're wondering, what is that? Well, you want to press the triangle when you get to it, and that is the electricity weapon that has the ammo to go with it. So that's what that is. That is the ammo that would have been in this green pot that's been tipped over, and you can press the triangle to pick it up. So you wondered, what does the ammo do to that? Well, L1 is needed, and when you push it once, because when you push it once, it'll allow the light blue bar to go down. But if you're doing this, when you push the L1 by accident, and you don't realise Thanos has done a certain colour, and you don't look up where the light blue bar would have been, and it's gone quite far down and you fall, then just make sure you push the L1 button again to stop it. So, you're wondering, what is the ammo that goes to this thing and what does it do? Well, L1, and check that little line out. Look at that. Nice little line going like that. How about that? See, electricity goes in a line and it comes straight through this lovely weapon right here. So there you go. It does just that. How about that? Also, the way you can make the ammo go quite fast down, is when you're holding the square button in. If you hold it far too long, it's going to take it down. So you're wondering, how do you get that back up then? Well, all you've got to do is just use the weapons as they are without using the ammo, and it'll go back up. Okay, but some weapons will allow the ammo to go up quicker than others. As well as some weapons will allow the ammo to last even longer. Okay, so once you've done all that, go to the door. That's the way you can get out from. As well as this time you'll find some skulls, which will be electricity skulls. So you might want to get the shotgun out, which is the best idea. As well as you might want to use the powerful ammo if you want it. Also, when you're up against a couple of them, you want to take some enemies of these things with their health all the way down. Let go of R1, push it in again and again until it changes underneath the screen. You might have seen that happens. As well as if you want to try and take out some of them that's got a little bit more or less now, then you can. Let go and hold R1 again. Also, when this happens, just walk around a bit. You'll avoid it. You'll be fine. Also, don't forget, over it, if you haven't seen all the other recordings back, what I'm going to do is go over it and allow you to see the orange or red colour symbol waiting on the right hand side there. As well as it's going to ask you for you to use your grapple hook with R1 and triangle if you've got the controller out like I have. And when you do, you'll find this thing right over it. You're wondering, what's that? As well as what is fucking behind it. Well, it's definitely got something. As well as you're wondering, can you destroy it? I'm afraid not. Once again, you can't fucking destroy it. So you're going to have to come back for it. And there's a specific reason why that's there. But I'm not going to give the game away. You can have a couple of guesses what is in there. So have a good couple of thinks of, or have a couple of guesses of what is in there, as well as thinking, how do you get that? Yeah, have a good couple of thinks about that. Right, so you'll find these skulls again, skeletons. So with these things, now in mission 8, they'll bring a purple colour, as well as in mission 5, I think. From a couple of recordings back, I'm trying to remember about. But no, I don't think they do. No, they don't. So it's on mission 8 when they do that. So, once again, when you see these skeletons has got a purple colour thing in the body, or when you're thinking that they're going to do it, just move out of the way a bit. And just go around the corner of an angle, and then you'll be fine. Right, also you might remember this little thing here, which is an elevator that will take you up, which is where you're going to have to go. So make sure you go up that way. Then you'll find a barrel and a box back over it. You might recognise on mission 5 when I did it. Now this time there'll be some crumbling sounds, as well as maybe a gate or something that's slamming shut or something. But also when you do go over it, yeah, these statues are going to come alive now with their own whacking stick. As was an angry face, look at that, like it's terrified. Or saying, oi, how did you break my place up? This is my place, how dare you destroy it? It wasn't my idea of destroying it. It was Dracula's fault, that is. Slam me straight through the wall and get me back towards where I started in mission 8. How dare you blame me? Yeah. Smash the pieces. And they're pretty much stone statues. And they can break into several small pieces. How about that? Right. Also, you might remember on mission 5 that there was a gate that did have 2 of them, but now there's 1, and 1's broken off. That's a mystery for you to solve. As well as you can jump on top of the statue a bit to allow some green god symbol things to pop up. As well as, don't forget, when you do mission 5, when you get to this area, from over it, you can always find a thing that will be up it, which would have been a life increaser, but this time, as I've already picked it up, it will be a ammo, REPLENISH, which allows the light blue bar to go back up. So if you haven't got any of those, in the INVENTORY, then press triangle and you'll be able to pick it up. But if you have got 3 of those in items, as I have over here, I can't carry any more. So I think you can't carry any more. Okay, so keep that in mind. Also, I'm checking something. That's why I paused it here for a minute. But yeah. Okay. Also, in this door, when you come in it for the second time in mission 8, you'll find these fuckers. But they're bats really, but they're okay, they can have a bit of electricity. And also, while I'm dealing with these, you might remember something about this area, but if you haven't got a clue, then I'll explain to you in a moment. Because when you come in this area, you'll find a door that will be behind this thing, and it'll be absolutely having a specific thing that will fall on the floor that you can see right here to say you can't go back that way. So if you remember on mission 5, before I did come in it, you would have picked up a couple of things like some life increasers and a couple of other bits and pieces that you can always find in there, as well as this little thing right here. I said about that you need a specific thing that could turn the gears, as well as what it's supposed to do. Well, what it's supposed to do is moves and chains to bring something down. But the only way you can get it to go down is this weapon, which is an electricity weapon. And all you've got to do is push the square on R1 and hold that in, and just allow one of those things to hit it. And then when it does, it turns the chains, these chains, and there's 5 of them or 4 of them, pretty sure it's 5, there could be 4, and it'll bring this magnifying glass, and you would have found an egg, but as I've done it before, I'll find a ammo, REPLENISH, for the ammo to go back up when I haven't got 3 of those already. So you can do that if you want to get an egg from there. So I'm not going to do that now, but once again, when you come back in this area, you'll find some skulls that are fire skulls, but still if you use the electricity weapon, it'll work on them as well. So don't worry about a thing about anything else. As long as you do the weapons fine and use the right ones, then you'll be fine. Okay. Right. So when you find an egg in that area that I just came from just a few seconds ago, you can put the egg into here, which would have unlocked challenge 5. And then when you press the start and go into items and put the egg in, what it'll do is turn it like this, where you could find challenge 5 unlocked, and it would have been over here. That's where it would have been. As well as this colour over here would have been removed away from there. But also, what I'm going to do is go back to a challenge to drop that off and have a go at completing it, which is challenge 1, which is called Nightfall. Now, with Nightfall, like I said, with these statues, you've got to get them all destroyed without dying, or either, as it says, before the time runs out. So you have to make sure the time does not run out at all, because if it does, then that is just the end of the challenge, basically. As well as, you wonder, how do you fucking destroy them statues? Well, what you got to do is get the enemy, the Pacific one, to do the job for you. But the trouble is, sometimes they say, screw you, I'll do whatever I bloody well like. And what I mean by that is that they say, I'll just stand here, I'll just stand right here and then wait for you to move, or either I'll go over it. Nope, I've decided to change my mind to go that way. No, actually, I'll go back that way. So usually, their trick is to go wherever they bloody like. When you're saying, oi, over here. Come on, over here. Oi, you're listening to me. And obviously, they just don't listen to you, basically. So basically, like I said, you just got to get the statues smashed. As well as hope and pray they just go the right way. And so we have got plenty of health now, so we might just get away with it. But we'll see. Okay, so you've got 3 minutes to do that. And here we go. Press X and then the 3 seconds will start. Right, also, you've got some statues over it, but one of these fuckers don't want to flick and go the right direction. Get over here. Oh, don't spit at me. There you go, see? See what I mean? They just want to say, fuck you. I'll just go over here and spit at you and everything else. Right, now with these stone vampires, what you want to do is just move a certain area. When they're spitting needles at you, just move out of the way a bit without them whacking you, or even knocking you out with their wings. But also, when they're dodging about all over the place, and when they're flying around and trying to smash the statues and try to get in your way to freaking stop you moving, what you want to do Let's just keep moving out of the way a bit. Also, what you want to do is try and find all the statues, but I will try and stay alive as well as get the gist of the idea of whereabouts they're heading and everywhere else. There's a couple there. There's also one over there, but I'm also going to get my fucking ass kicked with time in a minute. But I'm going to use life, R-E-P-L-E-N-I-S-H-up. And what do I mean by that? It will allow your health to go back up. Also, I can sense the writing's going a bit funny at the minute. You should be able to find it fine. But it is there. So yeah, make sure you press X once, because if you push it again, you'll waste one of those. Okay, so that's the problem. So just press X once, and then what this will do is allows your health bar to go back up to the same size you did have. As well as I'm hoping and praying that the time don't run out. As well as what you want to do is make sure you can see the statues and find out which ones have been smashed. Right, so we've got that and 1 minute and 16. Also, one of these I'm going to say, nope, I'm not going to go in the direction where you want me to go. Also, or 1 minute and 3, might be possible. There's another 3 or 2 over here. Right, also there's another couple up the stairs. You'll find in it. 48 seconds, might be possible. Thank you. Also, what you want to do, press X and jump up a bit. Now, when you're up it, what you want to do is make sure you don't fall off the edge. As well as just try and hope and pray that they just go the right direction and not spit in your face or other things. Got 19 seconds, might be able to do it. Come on. Don't fall off. Come on, 14 seconds. Go on, go on, go on. Yes! Got it. Challenge 1 is complete. Right, okay, so that is out of the way. Right. So, now with these challenges, there is some cheats you can grab hold of in this area. Now, with these things, there are 5 of them. 5 challenges, as well as 5 cheats you can grab hold of, unless you complete them. As well as, when you have completed 2 of them, which I have done, I've completed 2 of them, which is this one over it, which is the maze, and I have grabbed hold of a cheat, as well as I'm about to pick up the cheat that is just there. But before I do, now if you complete those 2 or any of the 2 and you haven't unlocked the other 3 and you pick the 2 cheats up that you completed without having no problems whatsoever, and you do go through that purple thing right there and you have unlocked the other 3, when you say I've unlocked another one, I'll go straight through that purple thing and try and unlock the other 2, and then go and try and complete the other 3 that you haven't done before. And if you do, you can grab the cheats, as well as what you're going to have to do, I'm afraid, is do the other 2 again, because what you can get is a weapon as well. A nice weapon that would have been called a rifle gun that you can get hold of. How about that? But yeah, it's a fucking bastard, this is. With all the 5 cheats that you can get hold of, as well as getting a rifle gun if you complete all of the 5 without going through that purple thing at all, which is a nuisance. But what I have done is use a memory card and swapped another memory card to another on one of my recordings and showed you what the weapon is, as well as what it does, as well as just show you what you can get hold of if you complete them all, especially if you hadn't had no problems whatsoever, or if you had a bit of a helping hand from someone that can do the thing for you, even though one of them is a right fucking bastard. And what I mean by that is this one right down here that is in red. And the reason why it's red is because it's locked. And so, the reason why it's a bastard is because you've got some jumps to do, as well as get on certain platforms and try and stand on them and do a couple of jumps to keep stand on certain ones to get to a certain height from a circle thing that you'll be in. And basically what you've got to do is escape a specific thing in the middle, which will be a colour red thing, which will be a liquid. And you just got to do some jumps and make sure Thanos doesn't jump all the way down, or either slide off a specific platform that you're going to have to keep jumping on a couple of them to get to a certain height and use another weapon to escape before the thing reaches you, or either just get to a certain height and try and get the time just to hold on for a little bit longer for you to pull yourself up and get yourself out of that area. But I haven't got to this one yet, but it hasn't been unlocked, so we're gonna have to leave that one for now. But we are going to go straight over here for a moment and stand it so you can see the cheat there. But also what I'm going to do is press the start button and go into INVENTORY and go into the items settings and basically get rid of the items and go to the cheats, because what I'm going to do is take this stupid cheat that's up the top because it's absolutely rubbish, as well as I can't really understand how the fuck do you use it anyway. Right, so with the cheats there are 24 of them in total, as well as with the 5 challenges you can get 5 cheats. Now the 5 cheats are this one right here, which is DWERGER skin. Another one will be WRAITH skin. Another one will be ARCHANGEL skin. Another one will be GARGOYLE skin. And the last one will be Phil skin. Now, when I pick up the cheat that I have now managed to get to appear from making a success out of that challenge, which is Nightfall, but yeah, that one's doable as long as you can get them to move the right directions and possibly not try and get smacked a lot of times with them bodies of themselves, just keep smacking you and making the time just tick down, and then time you try and find the rest of the statues and see a couple that's not been smashed just yet, and see your time just go 0, 0, 0, 0, and then there's no chance of completing it. So with the 5 challenges and one of the other challenges that's done, I'm going to go and pick it up and then show you which one it is, as well as try and show you what it does exactly, because the other one I picked up just doesn't seem to freaking do anything because I don't know how to do it. But there is a way somehow. But we'll see. Okay, so the cheat that will be with Nightfall, which is this one right here, which is the DWERGER skin. Now this is to do with the DYERGER take on Mount Confos. I'm pretty sure that's what ALTENATE is about to be. So I probably would have said that's to do with your enemies, but don't think that is to do with that either, but could be wrong. But also it could be something to do with a specific thing that you buy from Armory, with your green stuff that you can always use whenever you buy it, but we'll see. So still, we will see what happens. Okay, so before I go any further, I could show you this one once again, which is the maze, which I might do, because this one's a piece of piss, as well as I will show you how to complete it and possibly show you how to make a mess out of it. So what I'm going to do is make a mess out of it first of all, but before I do, this is going to say challenge 4, as well as what it's going to say is before the time runs out, as well as it's going to say make it across the bridge at the bottom of the maze. So that's what you got to do. And you wonder, how do you do that? Well, first of all, if you look very closely, there are one purple thing up in the middle of the screen there, as well as there's another one you might just see from here, but I don't see why the screens make a certain thing for the words to not be see-through, but they are there when you decide to play it for yourself, or either you've played it before, as well as if you see me play it and you think, oh yeah, I like that game, very cool, and you're probably saying to me, where can you buy this game, because it looks freaking cool and fun. Well, what you got to do is basically check on eBay, possibly, or Amazon, maybe Etsy, they might have it, but the best bet is to go on eBay, and then you'll be all good to have it. Yeah. Okay, so you've got 29 seconds to do that in. So when you press the X, the time will stop. But before I do, if you go through the wrong one of those purple things, it will take you back over here, as well as it will an enemy at you. And you wonder, which one is that? Well, if you've seen a couple of recordings back and you've checked them, you know exactly which enemy that is. But I will show you. Well, I fucked up. Okay, so yeah, you've got a minute. There you go. 1 minute, sorry. Forgotten. Okay, so you've got a purple thing there, and you've got a purple thing there, and you've got a purple thing there. So what you want to do is go through this one first. Also, what you don't want to do is go back the same way you just came from, because otherwise it will take you back. If you go through this one, that's the one you want to go through. But when you go through this one, it will make the purple colour or a red colour turn up, as well as it will alert an enemy. And all the other purple things you've gone through, it will go red. And the reason why is because you have got nowhere to go. until you've done the enemy, which is those whacking sticks statues. That's what they are. So they're the metal dudes with the whacking sticks. So there's only going to be one, as well as one that happens. You won't have enough time to finish it. So make sure you don't do that. Okay. So you wonder, how do you complete that then? Right, well, the simplest way is to go through this way and then go straight over to this one carefully, and then go through the one I've just come from, or did do. But like I said, don't go through that way again by going backwards by accident with L3 moving around the place for Thanos's move. Go over it. Go down. Don't go back that way either, because there's one other one of these for you to go through. And then once you do, what you want to do is go straight through this one in the corner. Then what you want to do, ignore the one that's on the left, go to the one that's straight through, and then slowly but surely, there is the challenge complete. So that is where the bridge is for you to make a success, as well as get the cheat. But as I've got it, I will remind you which one it is. And it would have been this one right here, which is GARGOYLE skin. Also, I haven't really had no chance of getting that cheat to work either, but I would have said it's got to be to do with a specific thing that you buy. But what I'm going to do is keep the one I have just picked up and just keep using it until something might happen. Okay, so there's that for you. As well as, how much health have I got? Not a massive amount, but we'll see. Right, so what we're going to do is go to this challenge right here and have another go at this. Now what this is challenge 2. It's called Defend the Ring. Now what it's asking for you to do is to stay on the ring without falling off. As well as, there is plenty of ways you can fall off, which are the weakest points where you can fall off easy. Now if you look closely where the word challenge 2 is, and where don't fall off is, there are 2 gaps there. There's also another 2, just like those ones at the front. There's 2 others right behind it that you can fall off, as well as a centerpiece in the middle, which is a circle, one that you can fall into or either be knocked off. Now you wonder, how do we get fucking knocked off? Well, it's a specific enemy, and there's a fair few of them. And the enemy is a fair few owls. And a fair few owls that's just going to try and knock you off. As well as, you definitely have got 30 seconds to do that. Well, when I said 30 seconds on the maze, I thought of the wrong challenge, that's why. But yeah, Nightfall's got the 3 minutes. And of course, this one's got the 30 seconds. Instead of the maze that's only got a minute. So yeah, just got confused there. Okay, so you got 30 seconds to stay on the ring without being knocked off. Now there's a couple of ways of doing this. And one is basically get Van Helsing to just go round and around and around and around in a circle, and just keep going round and around and around to stop the owls from knocking you off, if you're lucky enough. Or another way, you could start going one way, clockwise or anti-clockwise, whichever direction you want to go, and then go back the other way. When you see an owl coming your way, just go around the other way. Or if they do knock you off and you don't see some more words saying you failed, so if you don't see that, what you can do is try and push the L3 to the right places to get yourself back on. Or either, if you know you're stuck and you can't get away, make sure you find the angle of where you got the L3 for Van Helsing just to stay still, or just stay in the right place where the owl's nudging you around, or either allow the words to say you failed to defend the ring, which is what you don't want to do. But if it goes that way and you see your health going down and down, and you think you still got a bit more time before the health goes all the way down, then you're okay. But if you see it go down, quite down, you think there's not going to be much time, still going to flick go down quick enough than I thought, then you might want to press the start button and go into the INV word and select a life. And then what you want to do is press the X once to select the life, and then push the triangle, and then remember where the L3 was for Van Helsing to stay right spot on for you to keep your health to go slowly down bit by bit and keep the time to hit 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. Also, there's another way. Use the crossbow, which is the best weapon you can use, or possibly you could use the shotgun, which can help as well. As well as one other thing that I know is use the ammo with the crossbow. That can help you as well. As well as what you can do, hold the R1, which is what you're always going to need to do. But also, if you see another owl coming towards you, what you can do is let go of R1 and push it in again until Van Helsing's pointing towards the right one, and just try and get them to back off out of your bloody way, really. So that's what you want to do. Right, so when I press the X, the time will stop. As well as the circle that's in the middle. Also, I'm going the wrong way or something, but I'm okay. So keep on the time. There's 20 seconds there. Oh, you shitbag. But yeah, that's what it will say if you've been knocked off. Also, I think there was about 19 seconds there, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough, but I was there. I was there. But yeah. Also, when you died, the cheat would have been off automatically, as well as I put myself in the right place to flicking slide off, or either just managed to make Van Helsing just come off full. Oh, and I just did a roll like that. That was stupid. So make sure you don't press the X by doing that when you're doing that. So what you want to do is make sure you just hold the square button in, which obviously that's what I just didn't do, right? Also got Van Helsing stuck in the right fucking place. But also I got him back out. Valve's going down a bit. Yeah. Hang on, hold on, hang on, hold on, hold on. Go on, 10 seconds. Go on. He nudged himself over the other side. Damn it. So yeah, if you get yourself stuck like that, press the start button and top your health bar back up. Okay, that's the other way you can do it. But also, I haven't got much health left. Also, I got Van Helsing in the wrong fucking place as well. The others have done me in, so screw that for now. So yeah, you got one of those done for you to know about. As well as this one over it, we're going to leave that because there's a specific special way you can do that I know. So we'll leave that and I'll explain to you soon about that. Right, what you can do, if you don't want to do any of that, killing that you've got all the stuff, you can just run away and go through the gate, which is what we're going to do. And you'll find a scene, a bit of that been smashed up, and another nice door open up for us. Going to turn around, and there's your new transport, as well as there's Anna as well. How about that?
Never mind that now. There isn't time.
And of course, Dracula's bitches are back.
Wait, he saved my life. We can't leave him behind.
Who said we were? He was knocked unconscious, but he will survive. Now come, we can't lose another moment.
They seem to be pissed. They seem to be pissed. And you're wondering, why is that? Well, if you remember what I said about that Frankenstein, Felgen's eyes of the werewolf is the same as Dracula's eyes. So basically, when I said about Felgen's gone to tell Dracula to know where Frankenstein and Van Helsing is, he's gone to let those two know where Frankenstein is, and so Dracula's gone to send those two bitches to go and search for Van Helsing as well as search for Frankenstein. So that's why one of those has come back to come and cause some problems. As well as in the film of Van Helsing, you might remember what goes on in the film and you know exactly what I'm on about. So we're going to have to deal with it. But for now, mission 8 is complete with 20 minutes and 23 seconds. Best kills, there are only 44. Shots fired, 460. And MELEE hits, which is to do with the saws, we've done 92, as well as the whacking sticks, don't forget. So the whacking sticks and the saws allows the MELEE with the hits that it's what it's confirming to. Okay. Damage taken, we've got 597. That's not too bad. Power, GLYPHS, and we've got 13,850, as well as finished with hat on, yes, as well as enemies killed, 105. And so next is with Armory. You can go to there and buy some stuff if you want, but I am not going to do that right now because we're going to continue and do another one on mission 9 next.
To access Castle Dracula, you must first find the secret passage to the forest ruins, the very same that the Hunchback calls his home.
So, can you remember the Hunchback? Do you remember hearing that? If you do, you get just the idea where we're heading, as well as to access Castle Dracula. As well as we're going to find the secret passage. Is what he's confirming to, so that's what we're going to do. In a few seconds. Because we've got something to do. Going on a nice ride with the horses. Which is our transport. As well as, yeah.
Why don't you blow them a little kiss for our dear departed
Dracula's bitches.
It will be my pleasure.
As well as in the film. This one here is the one we're dealing with. Next of all. Right, also the person we're up against, which is now called a demon, and her name is Vero. Right, also, before I do that, right, if we took some damage, what we want to do is jump on the horses, we can grab some more health. Also, so the demon bitch that we're up against, which is Verona. Also, when this bitch has got this thing on fire, what we want to do is jump off and wait for the flames to bug off. But also, when this one's about to do that, wait until it happens, and then press the triangle because you'll find something, which is a cheat. And you won, what's that one? Well, we're going to leave that for now. But once that's been dealt with, I'll explain to you what it does. So that's where you'll find the cheat. So make sure you press the triangle and then you'll have it. Also, if you die, you have to do that bit again. Also, don't forget you've got the ammo with the crossbow, the shotgun, as well as the pistols and the saws. Also, health's going down a bit, but also when you're on the my health's going pretty much close to the bottom, so I'll press the X to use the life REPLEN shot to save myself from using a death, as well as possibly save myself from keep trying to pick that cheat up all the time. So yeah, that's the other reason why you want to keep doing that instead of that. So when you're using the ammo, it'll go down, which is the light blue bar on the right, and also, as I said, the way to get it back up, just use the weapons as they are, and then slowly it'll go back up. Oh, have you fucking gone over there? Fucking bitch. Also, when you're on the horses, Farson will use his pistols. Get off the freaking thing, you freaking div. And then, yeah. So now Van Arsen's going to hop back in his little carriage and sit on his part of his front bit of his trailer. And he's going to go straight. Van Arsen's going right with his horses. And Anna's telling him off because he's not paying attention. And there's a specific reason for that. We'll find out in a minute. First of all, Van Arsen is going to jump off his and hold on to the other one. And the horse is going to run off away from the carriage. And that'll smash through that thing. Those two bitches are going to go down there. And slowly but surely, those things in there is going to hit right on top of one of those bitches hitting in one in the middle of the chest somewhere. And she's dead. So two of them are down, one left. And also Van Arsen's going to see a tree trunk smashed down without it, as well as Dracula's done that. And the horse is going to jump off and the carriage is going to smack into the tree trunk. And Frankenstein has been taken. And Dracula And that has been taken by one of Dracula's bitches that's left, and Falcon's going to come at me. So, like I said, if you haven't picked up the cheat from the carriage, you won't be able to get it, but if you do, you've got it, and you don't have to worry about keep going back there. But like I said, if you don't pick it up and you've dealt with those fights or that fight, then you won't be able to get it. But still, as long as you pick up the cheat as well as without dying, you've got it. But if you died, you have to do that thing again to pick up the cheat, and make sure you just make a success with that. Just keep dying all the time. Yeah. So you wonder what is the cheat then? Well, what the cheat is, this one right here. Shadow Friend. Now, what do you reckon that's going to do? Have you got a rough idea? Well, you're about to find out. And it's going to do it to your enemies. So whichever one it is. So, also this is a cheat, so we're not going to try and use it far too long. As well as, don't forget, if you do die, the cheat will come off automatically. So make sure that you do that. Oh, you press the X button again, otherwise that ammo would have been wasted. So yeah, look at that. That is what your cheat's going to do. Shadow Friend. Also, what Van Helsing's going to have to deal with is Frankenstein. Felgen, sorry. Sorry, Felgen. I don't mean to mispronounce your name. Right, also, if your hat falls off, don't forget, make sure you pick it up. Oh, gonna get myself stuck. Also, don't forget, you want to press the X. Also, he's picked me up. And slam me against the fucking tree trunk. Also, like I said, if you haven't got a health bar, that life increaser, no, not a life increaser. If you haven't got a life REPOENIZ up, you can't top your health bar back up. But if you have got one of those, and if you're happy with just allow the health bar to just die with hope and pray that you can get their health all the way down, then that's fine. So yeah, as you've seen the cheat, what it does, what it'll do is keep it as it is, as it should be. So yeah, that's what the cheat does. So there you go. That cheat is from mission challenge mission. What to say? Mission 9. So there you go. You've got 2 cheats today. One from challenge. Just trying to concentrate here, that's why I'm messing up. So yeah. So today we have picked up 3 cheats. One from challenge 1. And of course, 2 cheats from mission 9. How about that? One by the horse carriages. Have I done it again? Yep. Okay, so let's try this again. So we've got 2 cheats from mission 8, which is in that green pot. And of course, just about got away with it. And of course, Fergan is down. And Van Helsing's hat's fallen off again. Oh dear, I'm not doing very well at that.
Done me a great service. You have freed me from my suffering. That path will lead you to the hunchback.
So that's the secret passage.
You must go to Castle Dracula. Wait, there is one more thing.
And Vergen's going to turn into Werewolf again and bite freaking Van Helsing. How rude. Yeah, that looks really sore and painful, I would have thought. So there you go. Mission 9 is done. As well as, of course, what Fergen's done as guided Van Helsing, where the secret passage is. As well as if you know exactly what happens in the film as that you've seen there where Fergen's bitten Van Helsing, you know exactly why he's done that. But if you don't, or you haven't watched the film, then you have to find out sooner or later. And so yeah, we have got 1 sheet from mission 9 with the horse carriages. And of course, you have got 2 cheats in mission 8, which is to do with the green pot, and of course, 1 with the cheats that I have done on mission 8. How about that? As well as grab hold of 1 life increaser in mission 8. How about that? As well as we have done 2 missions today. How about that? So yeah, so next time we'll do another recording. But before I do that, we are going to have 4 minutes for mission 9 to be complete. As well as best kill, there's only 1. Curlin. Shots fired, 448. Need 1. Why is that up to 448? Well, it is going to be dealing with the pistols, the shotgun, the crossbow, and the electricity weapon. As well as if you're using the ammo, of course, that can bring the numbers quite high. So next of all, you've got MELEE, which is to do with the whacking sticks or the saws, as well as how many hits you whack an enemy with those things. But as it's got 0 on it, that means I haven't done none of it. So that's why that's up to that. Next of all, damage taken. There is 413 this time. Part GLYPHS 13,888. Now that is to do with your green stuff you collect or how many you've picked up lately without using any. As well as finish with hat on. No. As well as enemies killed, I have only done 2, which is Valgan. So now he's dead. As well as one of Dracula's bitches. So there were 3. And now there were just 1 that took Anna. Yeah, how naughty. As well as we've finished with hat on. If you have got any of those missions that says no, you won't be getting a specific thing. As well as I have done exactly the same once again because I did do it on mission 5. So still, if you have not got your hat on any of the missions, doesn't matter whichever one you manage to get the hat to fall off, you don't know where it is, you're not going to get a specific thing. So basically what you're going to have to do is do the game again on another difficulty, or if you lost the hat on mission 1 or mission 2 and you think, right, fuck that, I'll start again. So if you're just quite happy with just trying to finish the game on a difficulty that you're on, then go ahead, which is what I'm going to do, is finish the game and then put it on another difficulty, and then hope and pray that I'll keep the hat on, as well as keep my eyes peeled on where it is. Because the other thing is, if you lost the hat on a part of a mission and you die, and you go back to the same area you just came from when you just went into the new area, and you died and you go back to the one you just had before that, and you know where it was when it fell off, and you go back in and say, oi, it was just there, you're not there anymore, why? So yeah, that's the reason why it would disappear, because I did die in an area in mission 5 and knew where it was, and just embarrassed myself of show you not how to make a disaster. I have. So I'm going to hope and pray that I'm not going to do that again next time, in a couple of days time. But for now, we'll just have to hope and pray and see. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go into Armory. So what you'll find is the green God symbol, as well as underneath with the 13,888 is there. What you'll find is a life increaser that is up to 1,000, as well as what I'm going to do is leave that for a moment, because next of all you've got life, REPLENISH up, there's 500, which is allows your health bar to go back up for you to use if you want. But if you've already got 1 or 2, you can leave it, because you can find them anywhere to grab them for free without paying 500 every time. But I've got fucking none of those, so I might risk it for a biscuit to get 1 at least, but we'll see about that. Next of all, you've got ammo increaser, which is to do with the light blue bar, and it is up to 1,000 as well. And the red one, which is the life increaser, which allows the red bar. So with the increases, they are both 1,000, as well as when you buy one of these, whichever one, life or the ammo, they will both go up to the same prices. Now you wonder, what are the prices for both of them? Well, 1,000, as you can see. Another one will be 1,500. Another one will be 2,000. Another one will be 2,500. And the last one will be 3,000. So you've got 5 of each. 5 ammo increases and 3 life increases. But when you do buy one life increaser, one of the black squares will be filled up in red, as well as one of the 5 black squares of the light blue bar. When you buy all of these, it will allow the light blue bar to be filled up all the way up to the size that you really wanted. But it's up to you. If you want to do that, that's fine. But with the life increases, there are more than just 5 black squares, don't forget, because there's 15 in total. So if you want to buy 5 life increases, go ahead and just wait until you find most of the life increases in every mission there is. Because don't forget, you're going to need to get 1 and then get another one for one of those black squares to be filled up in red. So you're going to need to get 2 of those in any mission. Next of all, you've got ammo, REPLENISH up, which is in a dark colour. And the reason why is because you've got 3. If you ever have 3, because I have already got 3, so that's why it's darker than the other 3. As well as this will allow you to top the light blue bar back up. as well as it is 3 of those I've got, as well as it is absolutely have got 500 for you to pay for. So with the life, REPLENISHR, and ammo, REPLENISHR, there's 500 for each one of those 3 whenever you want to buy them. So don't worry about if the prices go up, because they will stay the same. Next of all, you've got speed boost, which is up to 800, and you want it wide. Well, you'll be running fast, as well as the weapons will go fast, especially the shotgun, pistols, crossbow, and the electricity weapon. As well as you'll have 20 seconds to do all that. So that is why that is up to 800. As well as you can have 3 of those. That is why the speed boost and the ammo REPLENISHR is darker than the other 3. It's because I've got 3 of those, but with the life REPLENISHR, the reason why it's white is because I've got less than 3. So don't forget you can carry 3 of those 3 whenever you decide to use them, or either if you do manage to find one. Next of all, you've got dodge fire that is worth 1,500 if you haven't paid for it already. And what this is dodge fire, which allows the pistols, the shotgun, and the crossbow to do 2 bangs at once. So I go bang bang. There's a specific way you can do that, and the way to do that is basically hold the R1, push the square and hold that in, and press the X once and push the L3 towards the left or right to do a roll to the left or right, and then each one of those weapons go bang bang. As well as you can do a back roll by pushing the same buttons, hold the R1, push the square once, push the X once, and then push the L3 down to do a back roll. So that's the way you can get those to go bang bang, because if you're holding the square in, the weapons are just going to keep going ballistically. As well as when you're trying to push the X button, it won't do bang bang, because you need to push the X just once with the square once. So you've got to push those 2 together just once for those things to do that. Next of all, you've got grapple strike that's been paid for the last recording I did, which was 500, which allows the hook thing to be a bit more sharper for you to hurt enemies with. But if you haven't paid for 500 for this thing, you won't hurt your enemies with it. So yeah, it's 500 if you want to pay for it to hurt your enemies with that nice thing. Next of all, you've got grand strike, which is worth 1,500. It also is for the sword that spin around in the middle of the picture on the right hand side, as well as it allows both of those swords, because Van Helsing's got 2 with one hand, with another hand to hold each one of those 2. As well as what it's going to say is hold R1, push forward, which is L3 up, what it's asking, and perform a MELEE attack, which is basically the name of the sword, to attack, to strike and sometimes pop enemies that have fallen on the ground. How about that? You can do that with it. Next of all, you've got 2 Joe fire, which is 2,000. Also is for the saw again. Also hold your 2 Joe attack, which is the circle button which it's asking, because the saws is the circle button for me. To flying your 2 Joe BLADES at opponents. I'm pretty sure opponents is spelled with an OPPONENTS. As well as next of all, you've got air hop, which is worth 1,000. Also is for the saws. After holding the air strike attack button, which is the circle button, hold that in. To rise into the air, press a DIRECTION, whatever it spells to be, and tap X to jump on thin air, which is what Van Helsing can do. Also, you've got this weapon right here that I've got, which is the name of it, that is going to be SCIMATIS which is the name of it. So I'm going to do the name again. SCIMITARS, as well as swinging. So you're going to swing with these weapons, but it is 1000 by the way. But also it's a darker colour than the 3 I've just read. Now the reason why, it's going to say after Grand Strike, so that's what it's going to evolve in. So you have to pay for Grand Strike for 1500 first before you can pay for this thing for 1000. As well, it's going to say hold R1, which is the accuracy with every single weapon you're using. Press forward, which is L3 up, what it's asking. And attack with the weapons, which is I am again, SCIMITAIS, to perform a spinning. So you're going to make the weapons spin, as well as make fast and attack enemies with these things. So there's that for you. Last of all, or 2 more to go, which are the swords again, with the MELEE. And of course it can do some explosion. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLOSION is supposed to be. But also it's 2000 by the way. As well as it can do a ring of ice or fire explodes. I'm pretty sure that's what EXPLODES is supposed to be. From the last hit of your ALTERNATE. I'm pretty sure that's one of the cheats you use. The same sort of thing with the other cheat that I picked up in the little green pot where it's going to say about the freaking hold L2 and the other bit of crap it said. And ammo again, don't forget the light blue bar. And the name of the sword, MELEE. And of course you can do some nice combos with those things. It is 2000. And last of all, you've got finisher slots, which is what I said before, that you can make some enemies' health go all the way down, but some enemies' health will not go all the way down. So there's that. But also, you'll start with 3 in the game, and also you can buy 2 more. And the prices are 2,500, and the last one will be 3,500. So there you go. Those are those. And also what I'm going to do is go and grab 3 life REPLEN, etc. I'm going to grab 2 for now. And of course, in mission 10, you can grab a ammo increaser or 2 of those if you want, or you can grab 1 life increaser and just 1 ammo increaser, or you could just buy 2 life increasers and 1 ammo increaser if you want. You can do that, but with my experience, I'm not going to do any of that. And last of all, once again, we're going to press the X button and get a guy to read all the information, and we're going to leave it here for today. So, here we go. Mission 10 is what's coming next.
Remember, my son, it is the hunchback Igor who holds the key to
There it is.
Dracula's castle. Destroy him and the key is yours.
So there you go. As I said, on mission 9, the person said the hunchback. It was confirmed to Igor. So that's where we're heading. As well as destroy him. Destroy Igor. As well as and the key is yours. See one in. Does it really like a key to a door to lock a door? We'll find out sooner or later. Like I said, when you press the X, this thing will go up. As well as that's where we're going to leave it. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I shall catch you on our next one soon. Take care.